Just give me a sec, guys. If I can find the right area, that'll be good. Alright, done. So, we were given this old red gum table to refurbish and either trade up or sell. Mocha will join me later. Mocha was injured while working. He fell off a ladder and hit his head and caused significant brain injury and head trauma. We're debating whether we refurbish this, sell it, and then build another one and keep selling it to build up to a tractor, or whether we trade up from this table to a tractor for Mocha. So that's what we're going to do. Today we'll be doing some sanding with this to get rid of the old varnish that's on there. This table's pretty old. We'll be able to work out what to do with it after that. You guys can comment and input and do whatever you like. If you see me looking off camera, it's just because I'm looking at the thing to see if there's people commenting yet. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. It's going to be quite noisy. You might not be able to hear me properly, but that's what we're going to get into. So, we did the top. I did the top already the last couple of days. I've done the top part, as you can probably see from this edge. And yeah, we'll get on with it. It's getting loud, guys, so I'll try and have breaks every now and then so I can read comments and do whatever. Alright, we'll get on with it. Just so you guys know, I'm using 40 grit sandpaper first, and then we'll work down to make it more smooth. It's just to get rid of the old varnish. Hey guys, how you doing? Helen, the Y bro, Lou, how you going? So I'll just give you a quick closer look. You can see that none of the surfaces are flat. So this is called a rough cut. They've rough cut the wood, whereas the tabletop itself is flat. So I'm going to try and get off as much as I can. Like I said, I'm using 40 grit first, and then after the 40 grit, I'll go down to 100 and then 180. But I've got to clear off all the legs. I've got to clear off the legs, this part, and the table bottom. So it will take a while. Just comment, guys. I'll read sometimes and I'll give you a shout out. So shout out to the YH Bro, Helen Monique, and Lou 8430. How you doing, guys? Thanks for joining. Let me just make sure I put the camera back in the right spot. Alright, let's get back into it. This is going to take a long time. Just so you know, we would normally use a belt sander for this, but because the wood is uneven, we don't want to use a belt sander because it will take too much out of one spot and not enough out of other spots. So that's why I'm using the orbital sander. Sorry, I forgot. If you see me sometimes tilt the sander up like that, it's just because I'm trying to get a pesky area that's not even, so I can get the old varnish off. And for Lou, who said he's going to do a similar project, I strongly suggest that you don't sand the live edge. If you sand down the live edge, you can make it look a bit terrible and tatty. Just make sure it's clean and then go over it with the new clear coat. still there, Lou, if you're still there, don't put too much pressure, mate, because it doesn't really make any difference. If you put too much pressure, you'll end up destroying the sander, and you'll burn into the wood, which you don't want to do. So just, yeah, try and keep the natural weight of the sander itself, or just a little bit heavier than that. It does take time, man, but if you want to do a good job, then it takes the time. The other reason you don't put too much pressure, guys, is so you don't scratch a ring into the tabletop. And you can see from here, you can see that this is uneven, so it's a rough cut. So, how you doing, Wilson? So it's a rough, you can see that the tabletop was a rough cut, or the bottom of the tabletop. So that's why it's not coming up this in one patch. This is where it's lower and this is where it's higher. All right. Make sure you, as I said, just keep the weight of the sander basically, so you don't burn rings into the tabletop, which will make the tabletop less valuable. This is an expensive table, so we've got to make sure we do it properly. Again, guys, we don't know if we're going to sell this one and then make another one from scratch, because this one's about 40 or 50 years old. Or we're going to trade up from this to a tractor for Mocha. He needs a tractor, the property's really big and he's only got this right on Bolton. So they can clear areas for fire breaks and all that kind of stuff. I'm just cooking the sand a bit to get into those float areas. try not to do that. Where it came off the side, guys, you can just damage the pad. So yeah, try not to do that. I used the old disc from yesterday, so I better change it. Just give me a second, I'll get a new disc. Hey, Mocha's joined us. Woo!
Whoa!
What are we up to? You stand about there and you turn around and say, hi everyone.
G'day everyone.
I'm Mocha.
Alright, how we doing?
So we just went through and I explained like I tilt it sometimes to get to the lower areas.
Yeah.
I showed the guys the difference between the low areas and the high areas.
Mm.
By the way, when you put your disc on, for those who don't really know, make sure you line up the holes, otherwise this will block up really quick and you won't be happy with yourself. So,
Yeah.
we shall continue.
Alright.
What are you going to do?
I'm not quite sure.
You can start taking a history if you want.
Yeah, we'll have a look and see how it goes.
I'll take out maybe one of those screws to see how long they are.
Yep.
So basically guys, you literally use the weight of the sander. So you don't put too much pressure and cause ring marks or burns. Literally hold it by the cable, just pull it back and forth.
So, in my previous work as a painter, I absolutely loved this particular tool. It's called a limb-bide scraper. It cuts with these separate tungsten blades. They're exceptionally sharp, and I use them mainly for scraping debris or rough surfaces and stuff on timbers, and mainly anything that's not metal or super hard, otherwise it'll just wreck the limb-bide blade. And yep, it's probably going to put you back in.
Shout out to Wilson Carlos. I am indeed Rickle Pickle. I like the name, bro. Shout out.
Oh,
Con
no.
Peters, how you going, mate?
Never struggle this much.
That's because you're on camera and you're just...
Yeah, instantly camera nervous.
So what Mocha's essentially doing is trying to scrape off the bits of crap that were left on there for multiple years.
Yeah,
So
great.
it's easier for us to sand it down.
And you won't, when you're sanding, you won't be sanding directly on a bird poo or
Anything that
build up dust or oils. This will remove even paint drips and things like that quite easily. You don't want to, it's obviously a flat surface, a flat blade, so you've got to be careful you're not scraping and digging in, creating trenches, but generally it works great for stripping up layers of different paints.
Sorry about the noise, guys, but that's what it is.
But yeah, you end up with the ribbons like that. Does a great job as long as the blade's not damaged. And it actually leaves a really nice smooth surface behind after you've scraped it.
Which makes it easier for me to sand it.
Yes. Yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to show you guys again the difference between with the wood. So where you still see white, so where you still see, sorry guys, I was reading something. Where you still see white, that's where the wood's dipped down because it wasn't cut straight 40, 50 years ago. So if you see me tilt the sander, like I said earlier, that's what I'm doing. I'm getting rid of what I can from here. And you see little dips, that's because it's a rough cut. On this side it was rough cut, it wasn't smoothed off because it's the bottom of the table, so they saw no need to do it. But that's what it did look like, and that's what it looks like at the moment.
Of course, I should mention, typically you wouldn't want to, with one of these, put pressure on one end because you end up wearing the pad towards the edges more, then eventually you don't get your flat sanding surface. But in this situation,
like I said, guys, so long as you don't do much more weight than the sander itself, you should be okay. Let me put this back, make sure it's in the right spot. And we'll continue giving you a headache with the sander. Woo! And again, when I say angle it, I mean only a little bit, and you're trying to get this part of the pad, not the actual edge. Yeah, what Mocha said is correct.
Yeah, kind of on the underside note. Yeah, I'm finding it quite plausible. We just pull these all out. We can add them all loose.
It'll make it easier.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So what Mocha said is that we're going to take this all apart. Given that it's a 40 or 50-year-old table, we weren't sure what's holding it together really, except for some screws.
I was more concerned that if we take it apart and then put it back together, the screws won't sit as tight as what they did before. But given they didn't countersink any of the existing screws here, that allows me to do a little countersink hole and then give it an extra 5 mil of depth and purchase, hopefully.
And it makes my life easier because it makes it easier for sanding. Let me have a look at some comments while we're watching. There he was.
Yeah, they're not all the same. Alright. Some of the one of the holes here was extra thick. Hang on, not yet. I've got to get these off first. Yeah, okay, should be able to lift it. Yep.
There we go. One side.
One leg off. Oh. I've got to figure out which one of these holes is the deepest.
I won't make that's what she said jokes today.
Yeah.
Then the centre part is already off because that's what you saw earlier. Gonna put them somewhere so we don't mix them up. Oh, that's mainly.
Alright. I'm going to get some tape and wrap the screws so they go back to the right places. And mark which legs they came from.
We'll see you in a minute then.
Yeah.
Just so you guys can see. Grab my charger as well. Fake counter socket to give it a bit more stability. And that's what it looks like after sanded. And that's what it looks like before. We're going to do all of it. And the legs. And the supports. So it's definitely not a one-day job. It's going to take a couple of days to do this one. At least a couple.
Okay, so guess we'll be putting it back together
If you don't put a piece of tape on
on it as it is.
that
So
one,
I'll go.
just put it on that, so we know if we're facing this way, that's the left side. Yeah. Just in case.
Do you want to?
You know we can mess this up.
Yeah. Do you want to sand off these tops first?
I'm going to do this part first, and then I'll
Rub the sticker on it.
I can do that if you would like.
Yeah. Or put it remove.
Put an L for left. L for loser.
Yeah, because I didn't bring the pen.
Of course you didn't. Hey guys, just take a few days. We're going to keep live streaming it just so everyone can have a look. And help out the Unicorn Wolfie channel. Thank you for the likes, people. Appreciate it. We'll get back to work in a minute once Mocha's got his tape done. So for some of the unexpected holes, we have wood putty, various colours. Mocha mixes the colours together to try and match as closely as he can to the red gum. So when you put some putty in, it doesn't stand out too much. Look at Mocha's efficiency, writing the whole word left instead of L.
For the dyslexic people, you might get confused.
Maybe. Good for your ears, bro.
Exceptional.
That one's a spin, some of them are short. Would you recommend putting something back in here to keep them tighter, or?
There's no reason why we couldn't flood the hole with a bit of glue as well. So we've got in this section here, yeah, there's quite a split going across on the screw holes and on this one up the top.
Yeah.
But yep, we can add either wood glue to it or the funky hard drying glue that I get from Woolies or Coles, which for some reason works a lot better than any of the glues I get at Bunnings.
Here's the second set of legs. For those of you unfamiliar with this type of wood, if you're not an Aussie, you're probably not familiar with it. It's very heavy
And hard.
It's a very solid hardwood.
On the leg again.
If you have any questions, guys, just feel free to ask them. Ronald, how you doing, mate? So, yeah. While I'm waiting, do it again. Anyone got any jokes? I will say jokes for you.
Got it.
I only have 162 people watching.
Well, hey, thanks guys.
That's a lot. Thanks for the likes, guys. Thanks for watching. We do appreciate it. We're going to continue once Mocha's finished labeling these screws.
Oh, I've got to use the loom right again. Yep, in my pocket, of course.
Again, if you want to leave the screws in there, just put an L for the side of the half of that. Yeah.
Oh, to actually leave them in the hole.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's one of the things.
I mean,
You're going to countersink it, so.
you can sand around them, so that would work. Yeah.
One stubborn one.
That's all right. I don't want to actually pull it off because I don't want to cause any splits. Running a blade through it.
So if you didn't hear what Mocha said, he said he's running a blade underneath it because he doesn't want to force it off so it doesn't cause any damage or splits to the wood. Like I said, guys, it's a very expensive table.
We don't want to break something and have to make a new part.
Yeah. First we have to source the wood to make it, then we have to match it to the other one. Yeah, please don't break it.
Yeah, that was not the idea, would it?
No. Really, yeah. And you're lucky me, I get the pleasure of sanding this down. Woo!
here's the, yeah, get out of here.
Get out of here!
Oh, it's just that last foot stuck on with the resin. Stuck on the underneath probably the resin that they've done down there. Couple of stuff. Yeah.
So for those of you who didn't hear at the beginning, what we're deciding to do with your help is work out whether we refurbish this and sell it and then make a new one ourselves so we can save up for a tractor for this guy, or we trade up from this table, as in we put something up and we get people to trade with us so we can trade up to a tractor again for this guy.
Because farm life without a tractor is incomplete.
Yeah, it's quite a big property and I don't have anything sufficient to do fire breaks and other things, and there's like, I jokingly say 9.5 horses because there's a Shetland pony. They got quite a number of animals and getting fires up here is pretty bad.
That wasn't too bad. I reckon I can tolerate that. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, is that being stuck to it.
We'll try and give them a close-up so they can see what happened. So as Mocha was saying,
if I just knocked it off with a hammer, we might have lost more timber than just this little lump here.
a little tiny bit of damage because of where the resin had stuck.
And while you're up close, this...
How you doing, Kukara? Great.
I don't know if you can angle it so people can see the raised bits, but
No.
when I come along with the limbide,
This is going to drive you nuts, guys. Sorry about the noise.
and that just knocks it off flat.
So he just knocked off
Instantly.
where it got a little bit damaged.
And that will help reduce wear and tear on the sander.
I'll move everyone away from that noise because it reminds me of a teacher and a chalkboard. And put my stand back to where it was and tighten everything up. I don't know where it came loose, but it has. Bisaya, how you doing? Sige naman, Bisaya ka? Agoy, the Filipinos are here. Wait, I wonder if that's Hazel, Bisaya abroad.
No.
I think Hazel made a channel called that. Is that you, boss?
But yeah, boss is watching us.
The love of my life. That's what there's a delay
Oh, I love that.
because I forgot to change the settings.
Yeah.
I don't want any live stream to change the settings. Alright, we're gonna let Mocha do what he's doing.
Yeah, nearly done.
I might go find some coffee.
Oh, yes, please.
I'll leave you guys with the ever shy Mocha.
Guess what drink I'll have? Yeah, it's always so important to just stick to the grain as well, don't go against the direction of the grain. Otherwise you'll create huge chips and chunks out. Ooh, got some significant drips coming on this one. Running my hand over it always helps as I can feel where the worst of it is. Hopefully the longer we do this sort of stuff, the better the tools we'll get with time as well. Alright, that piece ready for, oh no, screw holes through. Now, by the way, you can buy these at most paint stores. Pretty sure you can get it at Bunnings. The blades themselves, tungsten blades, are fairly costly, but yeah, if you have like veranda posts or fascia boards and you want to strip the paint off by hand, this will do the job amazingly. As well as door frames and things like that inside the house.
Wait for the kettle to boil.
The wolf has returned. Alright.
Oh.
Yep, we're going to mark which one this one was. We'll go front and back.
You're going to have to put an L at one end for the left side of the front. So put it back down.
Oh yeah, it could go either way. Of course. Thank you.
Don't mind me, guys. We'll be back in a minute. Just making coffee, mocha.
Flip that way. Did you put the other one, Ollie? Where did I put the other one? Under the table. And soon. Alright, another one marked, good to go. Alright. primed. Is it on? No.
Don't worry about the noise, we'll turn the compressor off again soon. It's way better than what I thought it was going to be. Yeah. I thought it was going to be like a shit ton of glue in there. Oh, excuse my language. I thought it was going to be a lot of glue in there.
Yep.
But, yeah, pretty good. Alright, let's get back to Sandy.
Alright. Get amongst it.
Any questions, guys? Just ask. Sands, how are you, brother? I'm not doing gaming content anymore. I can't sit down for too long. It's not good for my health.
And I can't stand up for too long.
So between the two of us,
We get stuff done.
we're a motley crew. Wait, I just realised,
Yeah.
Sands, shouldn't you be asleep? What time is it? 11. It's like 3 a.m. for you? Nearly? Go to bed, Sands. Dad won't be happy. I'm sleeping and talking. I don't think so, bro. Nice try though. So is it technically sleeping and typing? I know what you're missing, Sans. Ladies absent, ladies absent. Womp womp. Yeah, that one too. Spin, spin, spin! And the winner is Mocha! take over.
Gonna say it's time for a clean out.
Maybe. Don't lose this time. You might be able to use it.
Whole thing off.
Okay. Sweet, I get a break to chat to you guys. What's going on? I was in hospital for quite some time. I had a 15 centimeter blood clot. It's why I can't do gaming videos anymore, gaming live streams, because you need to do a live stream for about 3 hours and I can't sit down for that long anymore. Otherwise my leg starts to blow up like a balloon and then I go back to hospital. So I could probably sit for about 20-30 minutes and then I'll have to get up and move around again. I can't pronounce your name properly, so can I just call you Sammy? Okay.
Sorry, give me 15 seconds. Noisy again.
I'll let you, we've got the air compressor on for a minute, guys. What are you worried about? You're a natural at this. Everything on camera, I like it. Did you keep the soda?
It's in a pile over there, but we can start to keep it.
Yeah.
It would be useful as a
wood
mix it
bundle.
with PVC glue, and you could actually put that in the holes,
Yeah.
and that would help with the screws to create a good bond. Yeah. Coffee is essential.
Well, this is technically mocha because it has chocolate caramel ice cream, chocolate powder, coffee, and sugar, and milk. Lots of milk.
Mm. Oh, I've always put this on the wrong way around. Throws me off. And you even put that in the wrong way around.
Yeah, I normally keep the logo off the top for the.
Match with the other logo. Yeah.
Hello, Waddle. Have you come to say hello?
Hey, hungry?
Come on, up.
That makes sense. All the logos together.
Waddle's come to say hi, guys. Our pesky baby magpie.
About 4 months old.
Yeah, she's about 4 months old. She's looking for something to eat. Is you a hungry girl? Is you a hungry girl, huh? Is you a hungry girl? Alright, I'll go get your food.
I'll get it. You hold it there.
Say hello, everyone. Hi. What doing? Ow. I don't really play Roblox anymore because I prefer live streaming it and I can't really live stream it without sitting up. Are you right there? What's your problem? Don't you poop on me. We'll go get her food. No, Mocha's going to get her food. Say hello to the camera. Look. Autumn. Stop trying to get my glasses, you head.
Too noisy.
We'll put it back over here so you guys can see her.
Yeah.
down here we have Mr. Jack. Hey Jack. Hey Jack. Hey Jack.
He's a fox terrier, cross Tenderfield terrier.
You probably can't hear us very well because Waddle is very noisy.
When she's hungry. No.
You done now?
I think she's done.
You can generally tell when she's full, she'll wipe her beak on the edge of something.
Then generally we'll just walk away from you. And she loves playing with anything that's shiny.
Waddle. Stop it. 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 Stop it.
Oh, they don't have a play.
Until she runs off with it. Are you done? We've got to go back to work.
I don't know if you've seen online, there's a guy, got a pet crow.
Yeah, this will get a little bit louder.
Oh. Is it a pet crow? No, it's a parrot. Grey parrot, and he's presented all the different materials, and the parrot can name them all. If he gets a treat when he gets it right. Pretty cool.
No, that one's on that side. What the hell is that? to it so your wife doesn't kill us.
Yeah.
Ooh, the photos. Should we take it off?
No. Are we? Is there much dust flying around? No.
Alright. Make sure you don't overdo it, bro.
I know. I thought I might do that. Clean that out. I'll get a little bucket and yeah, it's probably about as much as we can do at a time. So you better to empty it and clean it out.
Alright. So what Mocha is saying is that there's a bunch of sawdust in here. We're going to collect it and use it with some putty later to fill up the gaps that are in the natural wood. So it hopefully retains a similar colour. And by the way, we'll have some more Mocha. Cheers guys.
Alright. I will take a rest in a minute. Yeah. Building a sweat just from standing. Standing there.
So again guys, because it's a table we think it's about 40 or 50 years old, we're putting the screws back into their original holes so we don't mix up the screws.
Just in case.
So we don't widen the holes at all, cause any problems later. We hope.
We hope.
Waddle, what are you doing? Baby magpie Waddle likes to stand right behind us.
Right. I don't know how this views over here, but right over here
By the way.
we've created this really fine powder that will be great for just adding some wood glue to it, and then you can shove it in some of these nail holes before we put it back together, and then that will help hold it together stronger than it was before. That's the theory anyway.
That's our story and we're sticking to it.
Yeah. You can do it with different size shavings obviously as well. It doesn't just have to be that fine stuff. Breathe that in. Take a deep breath.
Thank you.
Tastes like red gum.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. Alright.
So you have a break for a while.
I'm going to go
Take your coffee.
have my break. We'll leave you with Wolfie.
I'm gonna
Catch you guys the next time.
I'm going to continue guys, but I'm going to sit down for a little while because my leg's playing up.
Awesome. Hopefully, yeah. Next time I might share a little bit of my personal story. See you later. Have a good day.
I'll probably move this a bit closer so you guys can hear me. What'll move your bum? Alright, let's continue. The vibration will move the screws around a bit, guys. The bird is going to be a pain in the butt. You can't see her, she just knows where you stand. if you guys can see this properly, where it's like, you can see the red, you see the white. Like I said earlier guys, the white is where the table dips in a little bit, because it's not completely flat, it's a rough, what's called a rough cut. So again, you just angle it a little bit, you're trying to get this part of the pad, just angle it a little bit so you can get into those little bits, so it all comes up, so you can make a new clear coat on it. I said earlier guys, I have a really bad leg and I get blood clots. If I sit too long, my leg starts to swell. So we're going to stand up for a while. Feel free to ask any questions, guys. Make some comments. Hit that like button, and we'll continue. Checking comments? No. Better clean this out again so it doesn't get blocked up. And we want to keep the sawdust for later. But you can see we're getting quite a bit, hopefully. Wait for the stream to catch up. As always, I forgot to change the latency. My bad. And tuck these screws back in so I don't forget where they went. Shop these round, please. I reckon about another hour, guys, and I'll be done sanding the bottom. And then I have to do the legs and support that goes in the centre. least hello to people.
I'm on
She's on a mission.
busy mission.
Mocha's already done her part.
Hello,
Big uniform, guys.
everyone. I'm still alive. I'm just busy doing horse stuff and learning and teaching, and I'll be back online so soon, I promise. Okay, I gotta get back to it, but I'll come back.
Have fun.
Thank
I was
y'all.
reading comments. The hole shut it. Quit the incessant whining. There's no whine zone. Okay.
And then no wine zone. Love it. Oh, please. Can I have a W-I-N-E? Alright,
You probably can't see very well, guys, but as I explained earlier, if you see these white patches, I might grab the camera and come in closer so you can have a look. Give me a second. These are white patches. It's where the wood is dipped in a bit, because this is what they call a rough cut. So on the base of the table is a rough cut. So where you see white, it's just dipped in a bit. So you angle your sander a little bit so that you can cut into that area without causing too much damage. And remember, guys, don't put too much pressure when you're doing sanding, otherwise you'll put rings in the table and then you have to sand it out. And it's a real pain in the neck. So put you back over here. Let's make sure it's in the right spot. Definitely is not. Plug this back in. I might go for a walk in a minute, guys, just to relax my leg. If you want to, I'll take you for a walk and you can see all the animals, the horses. Put some comments if you want to see the horses and I'll take you for a walk around. stuff around that screw hole so we can put the screw back in. Do you guys want to go for a walk and see the horses? If you want to go see the horses, put a comment. I just need to move around a bit so my leg's not hurting. Drink some coffee while I wait for you guys to decide. We've got 10 horses. I jokingly say 9.5 because one's a Shetland pony. I'm happy to show you guys around if you'd like to have a look. And of course, Waddle, the baby magpie. She's here somewhere. Waddle, Waddle. You come say hello again? Waddle. Waddle, Waddle. Come on. Waddle's being shy. All right, and nobody said they want to go anywhere. But too bad, we're going for a walk anyway. All right, just gonna unplug the power. I need a break, guys, so I can move around a bit. I'll show you guys around the farm.